how do I put it? There's some groups that are very good at that. They will abuse you to your ancestors as to which village were you born, or you are your mother's child, or you are stupid. Here we go. So I pray that any time again that you want to say to your child, "Are you so stupid?" you will stop. And yet, sir, every Sunday they come to you and you will tell them the power of the word. So what are you understanding, my people? Because as soon as you walk out of here, the power of the words fly. You don't know. Even the words I'm saying now, I do not want them to fly. Because you have all come to the opportunity to meet me to hear this word today. It will not fly. And it must not. I'll give you a story of a lady who beat her child. That child was taken away. She was lucky she got that child back. She attended one of these sessions, longer than this, a whole day. We marched forward 6 years. She calls me and says that, they've taken away my child. Oh, hey, I need to get my child back. I've gone crazy. I've gone mad. The Lord. And then I said to her, "Oh, madam, so what happened?" I had only just met her this first time. And the story, even I pitied her. Because she said they've taken them away. And once they've, So, okay, madam, what shall we do? Shall we do this? Shall we do that? I think you should get in touch with a solicitor. I think you should I was advising her. She went away, came back within half an hour. "Have you called the solicitor? Have you told?" I said, "Madam, you just got in touch with me. It will take time. What has happened is serious." Then we got talking. And she started to tell me more. You know how you do, asking the next question, and I will tell you more about asking the next question. And she said that she was trying to teach her 16-year-old how to make okra. And then she was cutting the knife, but the child was not cutting it properly, so she got annoyed and she used the knife to hit her. I said, "Madam, you have broken so many rules. First, you should not beat her. Secondly, you're not supposed to use an implement. And then, madam, a knife. You didn't see your own hand? Do you know that could have inflicted life-changing injury on her if it had gone the wrong way? Is that acceptable? Would you agree that's abuse? Would you agree that if they came to... So this is why you don't jump when somebody says, "Oh, they've taken my child." Ask how, why, what happened. And get the details, because I only got half the story before I was even sympathizing, thinking it's the only time it has happened. Then I got to realize that this was not even the first time. So I said, "Madam, you mean to say you attended us and the word did not stay with you?" Pastor, repeat, and repeat. Because sometimes I think the reason we have 2 ears is so that it goes here and comes out here. Very often. And we don't apply the word to it. So these are the situations. I think I'm running time, yes. These are the things that we need to constantly be aware of. Let me leave something with you. I've told you the definition for abuse. I've told you the definition for for harm. I'm going to give you the word PENS. PENS. This is what child abuse is. Physical abuse, that is where you are beating a child, hitting, shaking, throwing, poisoning, burning, scolding, anything that inflicts some sort of pain or damage to that child. And then, back home, some people, they will be putting pepper in every orifice they can find in the process of, I'm disciplining this child. Yeah? Then you have emotional abuse, making a child feel worthless, unloved, verbally abused, or cursing a child, withholding love and affection. And then neglect, a persistent lack of proper care for a child in the form of food, clothing, shelter, medication, and treatment and protection from harm. So if you were to send your child, because maybe you cannot afford, and you send your child to school in the dead of winter wearing a t-shirt and jeans or something, no coat, no something, that would be considered, most of you, and your bathrooms are upstairs and things like that. There's some, in the old days in this country, people had shared the accommodation. So one family would live upstairs, one family would live downstairs, and the stairs were there as a divider, but you didn't go up if you were downstairs. And these people came in from West Africa, and their little daughter, because they all lived in their house, they saw the people upstairs who were white, Caucasian, and said, "Oh, please, could you just take our child to school, bring them back?" Because they felt safe. Uncle, auntie, immediately, isn't it? Whether which color you are, uncle, auntie, no blood related. So, yeah, uncle and auntie would take this child to school, bring the child back, drop it in downstairs. He will go into his area. Uncle will go upstairs with auntie. Small time, uncle will say he's coming down to check on the child. We'll come downstairs. Begin playing a game with the child, where maybe he would just be going like this with something to get the child to catch it. You know, children love to start jumping for things, isn't it? And then he would now sit down, put the thing inside his pocket. In those, you know, those old grandpa pants that start at the chest level, belt and braces. And he will sit down. Anything wrong with that? And then the child will be here trying to get what's in his pocket. Anything wrong with it? Madam, you're shaking your head. Why? Tell me what's wrong. Thank you. We won't go into details, but you all understand. And this was happening time and time again. Nothing happened though. He would then go upstairs. The game has finished. She's got bored now. Mommy, daddy will come back. Mommy will go cook food. "Ah, my darling, how are you today?" "Fine, mommy." "So what did you do?" "I was playing a game with uncle." "All right, let's go and eat." My friend, is that good enough? Why is it not good enough, sir? Ask the next question. You heard me say it before. Ask the next question. So the next question should be, as you say, what kind of game? So she'll say, "Oh, we played the game and I was trying to get something from uncle." "Okay. So how do you play that game? Can I play?" That's what you should have said. Then by the time the child is described, she might say something like, "No, mommy, you can't play because you haven't got trousers." Eh? I haven't got trousers. I mean, tell me, what did be this trouser? What's in the enter? Abby? So then she will now, and from there you will connect the dots and say, maybe it's time for me to readdress access to my child. Now, I don't say every uncle, every auntie is suspicious, but sometimes it's opportunity that makes somebody commit a crime. They see something, they look left, look right, it's clear, boom, they've taken that thing. It is not beyond anyone. It is like when you now say, your daughter, your son says, I want to go and do sleepover. So there's no bed in my house. Sleep where? Maybe it's a few hours you go back. So then we at Africa say, no sleepover, no to sleepover. And the reason for it is because you may be sure of the people, the parents of that child, but you don't know who else comes into the house. And your child is at risk. Let me give you another example of something else. Recent case, doctor. His 16-year-old son said, "Oh, Daddy, my 2 friends are going to come over and they're going to do some studying with me. We're doing, was it O-levels, A-levels? No, I don't remember what in the column now. So O-levels, let's say. GCSEs." I said, "Okay, no problem, let them come." The 2 children turned up with his son. They were in the house. Everybody went to bed. Caring parent, doctor, gets up in the night, around about maybe 2, 3, checking on the children. Natural thing to do. What did he find? They were looking at something they should not have been looking at. I will not give details, but you understand. He went ballistic. Me, a pastor, me, a doctor, me, in my house. A belt was removed from waist and started to fly. Children ran out of the house, complained to police. What did they do? They locked up the father for abuse, for physical chastisement. Now, what do? They do several things at times. They remove the father, so now he has to go and find somewhere else to live. Cost. Fracture of a family. They remove the child, go to a foster parent or some other place to be. Breakdown of homes. Disintegration of upbringing. And the rest is history. Then you now have a family and blend back again. Something that when we were little, I remember the dining room table was at the running arena with me and my father. Because I was a very stubborn child. A bit like him. But this is what is happening here. I hope that in the descriptions of some of the stories I've told you, I didn't even give you Home Alone, where somebody left this country for a wedding in Nigeria, left 3 children here, 14-year-old, 11-year-old, 1-year-old, or something. Somebody collected the 1-year-old, but the 14-year-old, within a day, had a fight with his friends, landed back inside his house, and stayed there because he didn't want to get his parents in trouble. However, he was away from school. The law says you must go to school. They have you tagged on computer. You didn't turn up. You didn't register. Immediately, they come to the house to check how you did. Comes to the house, checks the house. This house is a bit not like if a parent is living here. Where's your daddy? Where's the significant or responsible adult? He's in Nigeria. Call Nigeria. What are you doing there? Have you seen what's happened to your child? Boom. Oh, well, I cannot come back. I don't have the money to come back. I'll come back when I finish. By the time he came back, all children gone. Cry. How are you taking my children? Is that a fair question? Abuse. It's abuse because you've neglected your role. Pastor, can you abandon this church to let it go anywhere? No, because you are responsible. You didn't even leave it in the care of someone who is responsible, another significant adult. You just walk. That's what this man did to his own church in his home. Your first church. Am I right? I don't know Bible, but that's your first responsibility. So my people, these are the things. Did I tell you the story of the mother who came? She was during COVID. Did I tell you the story of the mother in COVID time? 3 children. 1 boy, 2 girls. Boy, about 16. Children, around about 11, 13, the 2 girls. COVID, oh, what did they say COVID? Nobody go out. Stay at home. She comes home and realizes at a certain point that her 2 daughters, her 2 beautiful daughters, are pregnant. Your mouth is opening, sir. It's like shock horror. How? Discovered that brother has become a father. Why? Because you're not training your children in the way they should go. You're not giving them boundaries. You're not giving them limitations. And on that note, I leave because I know that I hope that I have given you enough to realize that there's still a lot. And I just touch, just to bring the stories to life for all of you. There is a serious situation out there, and my goal is to reach as many people. Because we, as a people, need to know our responsibilities and what we need to do to protect our children. It's the hardest profession, but we must do it. And educate yourself. If you don't know something, Google there, if at worst. Even internet. Thank you so much, sir, for having me.
Thank you very, very much, Ma. God bless you. Wow. Yes, we're doing question. Yeah. Do we all enjoy that session? Wow. Safeguarding the youth in the society. It's now time for question. I'm quite sure we've written a lot of questions down to ask. And our auntie is still here. Any question? Can you just raise up your hand? Yes, ma. Can we please give the mic, please? Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
Is it possible? Yeah. Is it possible that depression kicks in? That's why the parents are behaving in any manner. It could be anything. I don't know. There's no excuse.
You know something? There are so many reasons for parents behaving the way that they do. They don't have the education. They sometimes don't have the skills. They don't have the language base. They don't have the confidence to seek help. Because you know how we can be as a people. Somebody comes to you and says, madam, I'm having some serious problems with Joke. I don't know. She seems to be so interested in men. Instead of you saying, okay, you know what? I even had that same problem as a child. This is how I dealt with it.